Very good morning, Mananda. I am Dr. Nalumar, working as a professor under Department of Pharmaceutical Analysis at SNS College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences at Coimbatore. In this session, we are going to see about the major applications of spectroscopy and chromatography. This session is very useful for the B.Pharm first year learners. So, any pharma industries, that quality control is very essential to providing the good quality of the formulations, and as well as if you need to follow for different kind of monograph or ICH guidelines. So as per the guidelines, we need to fulfill their limits on through these quality control activities. So in this pharma industries, we are using the major two category spectroscopy and chromatography technique to perform this qualitative and quantitative analysis. These major applications only I am going to explain now. The first category is spectroscopy. The spectroscopy instruments are functioning based on the optical activity. Maybe it may observe that radiations like UV radiations or visible radiations, or these after observing particular radiation, it will move ground state to excited state, then it will return back to excited state to ground state after the short period 10 to the power of -9 seconds. So we are through observing the radiation quantity we can measure, or we can measure unobserved radiation quantity we can measure, or after reaching that excited state, the atoms will emit the radiation. That radiation is also emitted radiation also we are measuring. These are the three ways these optical activity instruments are functioning. In this, the best examples are UV visible spectroscopy and infrared spectroscopy, NMR nuclear magnetic resonance spectroscopy, and mass spectroscopy are functioning. So the infrared spectroscopy is very useful for to determine the molecular structure or a function group we can identify with the help of infrared spectroscopy. This UV visible spectroscopy we are using for the quantification purpose. The quantity estimation purpose we are using this technique. And the concept here, this UV visible spectroscopy is functioning based on the Beers and Lambert's law. Like each equipment will have valid principle actually. And I am moving to this NMR nuclear magnetic resonance spectroscopy. It provides detailed information about the structure of organic compounds. So here we are in this nuclear magnetic resonance spectroscopy. For the structural identification, this technique is very useful, and for this function group identification also this NMR concept is very useful. And if you want to do research about the nature of protons, this NMR technique is very useful. And so I will conclude with the help of this NMR spectroscopy, we can find out or we can determine the skeleton of this particular molecule or a molecule structure we can identify. And the mass spectroscopy also playing vital role here. If you identify this molecular weight of any APA or any kind of solvent, this mass spectroscopy is very useful. Particularly this mass spectroscopy, the hyperletter technique nowadays available for GCMS, gas chromatography, mass spectroscopy, the LCMS. This new concept here, LCMS, this liquid chromatography and mass spectroscopy also we are using. So this concept here based on the mass to charge ratio concept, we can identify the molecular mass or a molecular weight of given APA or any kind of organic synthetic compound is possible. So these are the major applications of spectroscopy. Now I am moving to this chromatography technique. Like these chromatography technique we are using for the purpose of separation and identification and quantification purpose we are using. Here, these are the major two techniques we have. High performance liquid chromatography, it is suitable for only non-volatile compound, as well as gas chromatography is suitable for the volatile compound quantification technique. We are using this HPLC and GC. At the same time, the third technique here, the TLC thin layer chromatography or a HPTLC also. These techniques